This could fix everything. Under a new proposed plan, millions of Americans that receive Social Security will not see any cuts this month and anytime soon. Actually, folks, Democratic and Republicans are working together to push a new bill that will change how Social Security is funded. Rebate checks are also on the way to many Americans this week. So continue watching this video to get the most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check, Social Security, SSI, and SSDI information that you have to know. And according to a new analysis, Social Security could remain solvent for generations to come if the tax plan and proposed by Democratic lawmakers is enacted. It could cause some big issues. Shoring up Social Security has become a major issue ahead of the 2024 election. In the annual Social Security and Medicare Trustees report, warned that in March the program's trust funds is not going to have anything happen. Now, Medicare and Social Security Fair Share Act, introduced by Democratic representatives, would extend Social Security's lifespan by at least 75 years, and the bill will require taxpayers making more than $400,000 to contribute a fair share to Social Security. It would also require them to contribute more to Medicare and close a loophole that favors high earners. Because according to Newsweek, the bill would ensure that wealthy owners of pass-through businesses like hedge funds and private equity firms with more than $400,000 in income cannot avoid the Medicare taxes. Both the White House said the bill, if passed, would extend Social Security insolvency indefinitely, by making the nation's highest earners contribute to their fair share. And the legislation would extend the ability of the Old Age, Survivors, and Disability Insurance Program to pay the scheduled benefits in full time. Now, additionally, the analysis found that by enacting provisions, the program would meet the further conditions for sustainable solvency, because projected combined trust fund reserves will be growing as a percentage of the annual cost of the program at the end of the long-range period. And also, the presidency of the advocacy group Social Security Works told Newsweek that there are only two options to eliminate Social Security's projected shortfall: cut benefits or increase revenue. In an official statement, Boyle, a ranking member of the House Budget Committee, said the bill saves Social Security and Medicare for generations to come. Even Santer, chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, told reporters that the mega-rich have avoided Social Security taxes on most of their income, threatening the promise of Social Security for future generations. Senator White House has noted that some Republicans recently joined Democrats in promising not to cut Social Security, but so far Republicans have not been united behind a plan to keep Social Security insolvent. A plan offered up by members of the House Republican Study Committee proposed raising the age of which someone could start claiming the full benefits. In May, Kevin McCarthy announced the launch of the Fiscal Commission, tasked with finding ways to reduce national debt. The Republican leader later said that the commission would look at reducing funding for Social Security and Medicare. So folks, what are your thoughts on this? Is Joe Biden actually going to keep his promise? And how about the American people that are in need of stimulus cash? And also, Pennsylvania's property tax and rent rebate applications started going out to people who are eligible. The Commonwealth will continue to distribute payments as new applications are processed. Applications were originally due to close on June 30th, but the application deadline has been extended through the end of the year. And so this will help so many people right now. It's affecting millions of Americans. It has led to an increase in stimulus proposals, and now Chuck Schumer told reporters that the Senate will need to address the nation's debt ceiling in coming weeks. Schumer vowed to tackle it and other major issues in a productive session before the current Congress ends. At a news conference, Schumer said the debt ceiling is, of course, something we have to deal with, and it's something that we will look at over the next few weeks. Democratic leaders in the Senate will move forward with this week, and now, today, a senior advisor to President Biden said the administration is going to win the legal battle over the Student Debt Administration lawsuit. They have said that the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness program is actually constitutional. So now, during an appearance on CBS News, sources note that millions of young voters expect the Democrats to win 2024. But now, after the administration said this, they added that, make no mistake about it, President Biden made a commitment to people in America. It's not just about young people, it's also about people of every age. We will prevail in the court, and at the point we will swiftly move to make sure that we get over 26 million people the money they need. And the lawsuit against Biden administration was filed last month. And now, on behalf of one borrower who is ineligible for the relief program and another who is not eligible for the full $20,000, Biden's administration and the student debt relief program would include $10,000 in loan forgiveness just for borrowers who make less than $125,000 annually, and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. We have a new fourth stimulus check that's eligible for you to get. The lawmakers expect to send out 100,000 payments this year. Some Americans have already until the end of this year to apply to receive the money. And also, here is an update on the fourth stimulus check. Eligible Americans in Delaware
living increase for their Social Security starting next year, but we're learning from experts that may not be a good thing. Other benefits based on income levels and in some instances lead to penalties if you don't withhold enough money.
Or COLA is based off of the rate of inflation. It's at a 40-year high.
A couple of clients who I have worked with and they are struggling to pay their rent.
Everyone, regardless of where a person lives or how much they have in savings. It will go to people automatically.
We got a 10 views with the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SSDI. Here's what I want you guys to know about the fourth stimulus payment. It's very, very important. There are several ways that you may be able to receive additional stimulus cash from the federal government. Lawmakers have already announced new plans that have been put forward in Congress. It just comes as a way to aim and provide more relief to the people in need. Homeowners have already experienced income loss in the course of the crisis. While some may have recovered from the events of the past 2 years, homeowners might still be struggling to keep up with their housing payments, especially in light of recent inflation. So, early on in the crisis, homeowners were given the option to pause on their mortgage payments via a process known as forbearance, but that option expired after 18 months. It means that mortgage borrowers who took advantage of it early may have exhausted that relief months ago. The good news, though, is that there is still relief available, and for people who are struggling with household expenses, don't worry because President Biden got your back. Homeowners could be eligible for as much as $80,000 in aid. While this is certain, projections like mortgage forbearance have been largely run out there's still some aid available for property owners thanks to the Homeowner Assistance Fund, and the fund is at a good use of $10 billion available to pay to homeowners who are just behind the mortgage and other housing-related expenses. The fund has a good $10 billion available to pay to homeowners who are behind the mortgages and other housing-related expenses. As was the case with rental assistance funds, money from the Homeowner Assistance Fund will be given out at the state level, but eligible recipients will be in line for anywhere from $15,000 to $80,000. The money can cover expenses including mortgage payments, property tax, and utilities. To qualify for the aid under the program, homeowners have just got to show that they experienced a financial hardship related to the crisis. They'll need to have a household income that's below 150% of the area's median income. Even if you didn't even file a 2021 federal income tax return, don't worry about it because President Biden also did this. He said that in order to be able to claim extra stimulus cash mid-October, the IRS sent letters to more than 9 million individuals and families who qualified for this check. Many in this group may be eligible to claim the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, or just an increase in your Social Security benefits. If you missed out on last year's stimulus payment, well, it's more commonly known as a stimulus check. The maximum credit you'll get is $1,400. Joe Biden's student loan relief program also provided up to $10,000 in canceled student loan debt. That's between $125,000 if your annual income is below that amount. So, while most federal student loan borrowers wait for the various legal cases